Okay, I think we're a little better now. Better. Let's start recording on this end. Live on YouTube. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the GoldFish Report. I'm your host and researcher, Louisa. Today is, what is today? Today is September 30th. It's Wednesday, September 30th. And this is our GoldFish Report number 579. It is a midweek POTUS report. We're really going to focus on the debate. And I really welcome viewers to come and join me in the live chat because I'd really like to know what you thought about the debate. Definitely a different platform this year, having, two against one. Nobody, I think, really expected that quite in that way. So, hello, Nicolene in Texas. How are you? Yeah, so it was clear the president was debating two people, and we are going to talk about this a little bit more. This is our week 191. It's our midweek POTUS report. And I just wanted to really focus the most on, you know, hi, Judy. I wanted to focus the most on the debate, and I wanted to know what everybody thought. I mean, it's a little bit, it's Monday morning quarterbacking, but hey, it's okay. I think most people were just a little bit surprised at, um, you know, at how the president performed. I think many people were a little bit surprised, right? So just make a note here. Oh boy. I'm sorry. Just a second. Okay, so let's see what's going on. To restart. Darn. So everybody, I just want to know how you're doing. I want to know what you thought about the. I want to know what you thought about the debate. Did you see the debate? Did anybody have an opinion about it? I really wanted to devote this midweek report to talking about the debate and what everybody thought about it. It was kind of a disaster, wasn't it? It was not what everybody was expecting. I think everybody was expecting the president to do a little bit better. Um, I actually, Kayleigh McEnany can give him a few tips on dealing with these issues. The problem is there's basically nothing that Joe Biden said. Yeah. There was basically nothing Joe Biden said was the truth. So the problem with that is that you're just standing there defending yourself. And Trump, I think, needed to take a little bit more control. It's possible that his coaches, uh, Chris Christie and Rudy Giuliani, I'm not sure what they were doing. It's possible they were warning him not to come across like they were attacking Biden because he's so weak and so dementia-laden and forgetful that it's very possible. I know that it's very possible that, it's possible Trump was advised not to go hit hard on Biden. And there was, let me tell you, there was I felt a lot of opportunities. Let's see what you all have to say. No, they didn't discuss issues because it was a distraction. I mean, it was a uh, confusion. Uh, it was a confusion debacle. I mean, it was, and then you had Wallace in there playing, playing offense for Biden. Exactly. Truth Seeker Joe says Joe, I don't support the new Green Deal. 40 seconds later, Joe says, we need the Green New Deal. It would create millions of jobs. Moderator, so do you support the Green New Deal? Joe, no, what? Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, well, a lot of people thought they saw earpieces. They thought they saw wires running down his shirt. Some people are saying it was a crease in his shirt. Others are saying there was some IV in his wrist, which I don't know if that's, I'm just telling you what was going on in the Twitter world and on the blogosphere, right? I don't know. Thank you, Sandra. That's nice of you to say. Um, but I was, I was like my blood pressure was going up watching this. It was very frustrating. And of course, the American people lost, we're the losers in the whole thing because it accomplished nothing. But Chris Wallace was, that man should be fired today, in my opinion. I think he was the worst possible. He was a horrible, horrible, he was a horrible, horrible moderator. And I think really it's a across the board consensus that everybody had regarding Chris Wallace, and there was no question this man was there to assist Biden. Um, he was not there to get the truth. He cut Trump off 75 times, it's reported, whereas he only cut off Biden 26 times. Interrupted, I would say. He interrupted Trump about 75 times. And, people are reporting this, right? The fact checkers. And, interrupted Biden about 26 times. So it just seemed to me like, yeah, it was pre-planned. Yeah. Well, in terms of, these two doing their jobs, and let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of the fact checking and what really went on there. Instead of calling him Biden, you should be calling him Leiden, right? Is that his new name? Is his new name Leiden instead of Biden? His 47 years of failure have done nothing. He's a do-nothing politician, except lining his own pockets and his son. Yeah, taking credit for events he did nothing to make happen. Failure to have even one law enforcement agency endorse him, right? What did he do? What did Biden do? He refused to condemn the Antifa. We're going to show some clips of this. The arsonists, the looters, right? He denied that his son took millions in bribes from foreign countries like China and Ukraine, right? He took money from the Russian, I guess the wife of the governor. I think it's the mayor of Moscow. He took about $3 million from her. I'm not exactly correct on the exact amount, but he cheated in college. He plagiarized in college, so it goes back a long way. Um, Called our military dumb bastards, right? Um, when you type in Antifa.com, you do come to the Biden campaign. So, folks, it tells you a lot, right? Um, I wish the president had said some other things. Whoever's there, I wanted to hear your comments there. Yeah, right. Truth Seeker. I saw that. Chris Wallace, the father is what was his name? What was his name? I don't remember. Mike Wallace. Is that his father? Mike Wallace? Yeah. Was on Epstein Island flight log. Well, boy, people have so much skin in this game, folks. Right. Yeah, it's just a show, but it's about public opinion because humanity's unpredictable. Antifa might be all organized, but the people aren't. The people, there's still a very unpredictable, very randomness that is still a play, which I mean, look, it makes predicting the future difficult, right? It makes it only a probability because there's always random things. There's always the chance that something can affect the whole. Exactly, right? Exactly. Celtic Warrior Era says Antifa is a movement, not an organization. What's the difference? Okay. Hi, Phoenix. All right, I'm going to play a couple of clips. Biden sleeve. Exactly. Something was going on in his sleeve. I will be reporting on this now. I'm going to, because there's some things, yeah, there's some things in I can't talk about on YouTube anymore. So we won't be able to, I won't be able to share all of the information I have. And clearly, folks, we've got some really great memes that came out of this, and this will be ready for our Meme Monday. But the Meme Monday reports are only available to our Patreons simply because it did get our channel a strike by YouTube, claiming that we were impersonating people. I mean, that's what a meme is, no? I mean, it's a comic. It's not impersonating people. It's just a comic, right? But you're not allowed to have comedy anymore. It's outlawed. It's outlawed. Can you believe it? Good grief. Okay, so we may have some more details. Yeah, contacts, earpieces, mic notes, Wallace versus Trump. Exactly. How dare that man do that? I mean, the nerve of him. All right, so let me hear what you have to say. Let me hear it. Who thinks that, who should the next moderator be? Do you think it should be, do you think it should be Tucker Carlson? Do you think it should be I'm sorry, Mark Levin? Or do you think it should be me? You think I should do it? I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. And really, basically, this 2 minute, what's with the 2 minutes? Didn't they used to have 3 minutes to respond? Can't we say that the moderator can't interrupt as well? If someone's given time, can the moderator interrupt? And then did you hear Biden say, I want to reclaim my time, just like, that Senate uh, hearing when who was it? Was it Barr? Yeah, it was Barr. It was Bill Barr when he was testifying to Congress. They kept playing games with him to kind of prevent him from talking, really. Greg Gutfield, yeah, I think Mark Levin would really make a good moderator. The guy is really a very, brilliant, very articulate, very sharp minded journalist at this point. He's worked in government for a long time in previous positions, and he knows he would be very good at asking these questions. Actually, Brett Baer, eh, I don't know about Brett Baer. I don't know, guys. Maria Bartiromo, boy, I would love to see her. I'd like to see a woman do it, and I'd love to see Maria Bartiromo be the actual moderator. But not surprising, folks. CBS is reporting that the Presidential Debate Commission is now going to start making after this debate debacle, which it clearly was a debacle, right? They're going to implement new guidelines and measures, like, for instance, to cut off the mic of a person who goes over time. And I really think they should give them more time. Then they should give them 3 minutes, and then give them the cutoff. But you can't let the moderator interrupt. Oh my God, I couldn't believe what Chris Wallace was saying. Will you renounce or white supremacist? And of course, the president has said this over and over and over and over again. Yeah, Tucker and Mark, I would be thanks. Wallace was very rude to president many times. And did you notice how he would cut the president off? And it was only about attacking the president. That's the only thing that they wanted to accomplish, was try to attack. And he put forth nothing, no plans, you know? It was a shouting match. But what choice did the president really have? What choice did the president? I think the president should consult with Kayleigh McEnany. Kayleigh is so organized on every topic. She is such a little pistol, you know? I mean, she's like, I think she should help the president with his next debate. I don't know what happened to the president. He always handles the media. This is nothing for him. This is nothing for him. This debate, this was nothing for him. Exactly. What happened to Black Lives Matter? Not a mention of that. All right, let's go to some video. Let's go to some video and find out what's going on here. I've been on this all day, and I'm telling you, I kind of was getting, um, I was just getting a little bit too wrapped up. Let's listen to what Biden has to say. I want your reaction now. I mean, we're doing this so we hear from you. You know, I want to know what the viewer thinks, the voter, the viewer, right? I'm going to screen share this about Antifa. Let's take a listen. And I'd like to get your feedback on this. I hope to God we don't get banned for this. Maybe I shouldn't show it. I'm only gonna play like part of it, because part of it might, YouTube might arbitrarily decide it's a problem, but we'll see. So let's play it.
Tell you what, somebody's got to do something about
Where'd it go?
Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing.
Director
this is a left-wing problem.
White supremacist. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it.
Not malicious.
Right? The only time that we are heard is when we burn shit down.
Antifa's an idea. Antifa's an idea. Antifa's an idea.
Yo!
All right, I think that gets the point across. I don't want to really play too much of it because, I don't know. They're going to arbitrarily say it's not good. But let's take a look at another clip where President acknowledged that they have everything on tape. Everybody was caught. Let's listen to what the president has to say here.
They were a disaster. They were a disgrace to our country. And we've caught them. We've caught them all. We've got it all on tape. We've caught them all. And by the way, you gave the idea for the Logan Act against General Flynn. You better take a look at that, because we caught you in a sense. And President Obama was sitting in the office. He knew about it, too. So don't tell me about a free transition. They were a disaster. They were a disgrace to our.
Talking about the transition, it looks like Biden kind of got, a little shell shock there when he realized that the president said, they're all caught. You're caught. What's everybody's feedback on that? Yeah. Joe's pupils, all right, there's definitely, I'm going to be doing more of a report on this, but not on YouTube. But I will show a lot of, there's these contact lenses that are, they're like, they're made by Google, and I actually have the patent number on it. I should, I think I did. Let me just hang out on my Twitter page for a second. Let me scroll down a little bit. Right now, the president is in Duluth, Minnesota, having a rally. Let's take a look. Here we have a picture of Joe's eyes. Let me see if I can click on this and make it larger. See, here he has blue eyes, and here he has brown eyes. Clearly, he has contact lenses, and it looks like, to me, what do you all think? Can you see this very well? I'm going to enlarge it. I have to take it off screen share to do that. I'm going to enlarge the page. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to screen share it again, and I want you to tell me if these eyes look the same to you. I mean, the lighting's really not that much different. His eyes shouldn't, they shouldn't look that different. Pupils were larger, but his eyes were dark. The iris was dark, and it looks like, does look, because of It does look like there's contact lenses in there. Now, interesting. Oh, here's the contact lens thing. All right, I'll share it. You know, look, I'm not an expert on this. Here's the AR contact lens creator Mojo Vision gets funding boost. And here you can see you have a darker lens here. But what's interesting about this is that Mojo Vision's first prototypes include a micro display, radio, image sensor, and motion sensor built into each contact lens. These were powered wirelessly from an external power pack, but ultimately the company aims to bring batteries on board. Mojo expects to unveil its next generation of prototypes later this year. The first application of Mojo's AR contact will be image enhancement for people with low vision, including edge detection of objects and facial expressions. Future applications will include providing additional information like facial tagging and real-time translation, and apparently presidential debates. So that might be the case here. So what do you all think about that? He was wearing artificial ears. Mo for Joe. Mo for Joe. You guys are funny. Look, I'm telling you, it's all speculation, right? It is, in a sense. I mean, you know, something was wrong. We can speculate as to what it was, but what we don't need to speculate on is that there was something awry, right? So let's keep going, because there's a lot of interesting stuff I have on the GoldFish Report Twitter page. So yeah, here again we have something from Dan Scavino that he tweeted today. Look, just so we fact check things, folks, you know, I mean, we just want to fact check things here. And so let's take a look at what Dan Scavino's outlining. And of course, the president, again, has denounced, renounced, opposed black supremacy. I'm sorry, white supremacy. I mean, what else can he say, right? He denounced it right there on stage last night. And it's like they didn't hear him. They didn't hear him. I don't know. I heard it. Did you hear the president denounce white supremacy? So, but it's a narrative. It's just a fake narrative they're pushing. But, you know, for the sheeple, right, the president has to still respond. So let's hear what he has to say. What
Donald Trump adds fuel.
Oh, he has. God, listen.
To every fire.
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. It has no place in America.
Because he won't stand up to any form of violence.
To anyone who acted criminally in this weekend's racist violence, you will be held fully accountable.
Antifa's an idea.
Those who spread violence in the name of bigotry strike at the very core of America.
He's got no problem with right-wing militia, white supremacists, and vigilantes with assault weapons.
Many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it.
Not militia.
Yeah, I think that was like the real, that was, I don't know, folks. What do you think about that? Do you think Antifa is an idea, or do you think it's real? Do you think it's a violent, a terrorist organization? Do you think Antifa is a terrorist organization, or do you think it's an idea? I'm just curious what you think. Yeah, I'm just here because I wanted to chat with you about this. This was, you know, this was a very disappointing debate. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to keep going because we have a lot of stuff here. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today. A lot of other clips to share, a lot of other news. Okay, here's a clip where people are saying that Chris Wallace is talking in Arabic here, saying inshallah. So let's hear what he has to say, if that's what he's really
income
saying.
Taxes in 2016 and 2017.
Millions of dollars.
You paid millions of dollars?
Millions of dollars.
So
yes.
not 750.
Millions of dollars, and you'll get to see it. And you'll get to see it. But let me just tell you.
Income taxes in 2016.
Inshallah. Yeah, that's what he said, all right. He did say that. Did anybody else hear that? I don't know. Is he a Muslim? We just didn't know. Right. Here we have Candace Owens, who says, every person in America knows these riots are being orchestrated by Black Lives Matter and Antifa. Chris Wallace asked the president to condemn white supremacists, but did not think to ask Joe Biden to condemn Antifa or BLM. So yeah, there was definitely, it was definitely one-sided. I mean, the president basically showed up, and the whole thing was, the whole thing is rigged and stacked against him. It's 2 against 1, right? So really was not fair. It wasn't, designed to be fair. But of course, as the president said, he tweeted early this morning and said, it was 2 against 1, but that's okay. He had no problem with that. I mean, I guess he should have expected it a little bit more, right? Let's hear what he has to say.
So I guess I'm debating you, not him, but that's okay. I'm not surprised. Let me just tell you something. There's nothing symbolic. I'm cutting drug prices. I'm going with favored nations, which no president has the courage to do because you're going against big pharma. Drug prices are down 80% and 90%. You could have done it during your 47-year period in government, but you didn't do it. He doesn't have any law. He has no law enforcement. That's not true. Almost. That's not. Look, who do you have? Name one group that supports you. Name one group that came out and supported you. Go ahead. Hey, we have time. We don't have time to do anything.
Oh, we don't have time.
Earlier tonight, you said that you are the Democratic Party right now. Have you ever called the Democratic mayor of Portland or the Democratic governor of Oregon and said, hey, you got to stop this, bring in the National Guard, do whatever it takes, but you'd stop the days and months of violence in Portland?
I don't hold public office now. He will shut it down again. He will destroy this country. A lot of people, between drugs and alcohol and depression, when you start shutting it down, you take a look at what's happening in some of your Democrat-run states where they have these tough shutdowns. And I'm telling you, it's because they don't want to open it. One of them came out last week. You saw that. Oh, we're going to open up on November 9th. Why November 9th? Because it's after the election. They think they're hurting us by keeping them closed. They're hurting people.
So my question to you is, you have refused in the past to talk about it. Are you willing to tell the American people tonight whether or not you will support either ending the filibuster or packing the court?
Whatever position I take in that, that'll become the issue.
Was that an answer? Was that a real answer? Whatever position I take, that will be the answer. I mean, was that an answer? Does that qualify as an answer? What do you think? There's no sound? I don't know. Oh, nice. Interference in the sound, huh? No, there was no reason for there to be interference in the sound. For once, my mic is not muted. All right, I'll try it again. I mean, we'll try to get the volume right next time. Here's another moment. I mean, I can't believe Joe Biden was actually, blaming the president for COVID. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy. President's done everything he possibly could. Let me know, if you can hear this, okay? It should be all right.
He will shut it down again.
There you go. Try this again.
He will destroy this country. You know, a lot of people, between drugs and alcohol and depression, when you start shutting it down, you take a look at what's happening at some of your Democrat-run states where they have these tough shutdowns. And I'm telling you, it's because they don't want to open it. One of them came out last week. You saw that. Oh, we're going to open up on November 9th. Why November 9th? Because it's after the election. They think they're hurting us by keeping them closed. They're hurting people. People know what to do. They can social distance. They can wash their hands. They can wear masks. They can do whatever they want. But they got to open these states up. When you look at North Carolina, when you look, and these governors are under siege, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and a couple of others, you got to open these states up. It's not fair. You're talking about almost, it's like being in prison. And you look at what's going on with divorce, look at what's going on with alcoholism and drugs. It's a very, very sad thing. And he'll close down the whole country. This guy will close down the whole country and destroy our country. Our country is coming back incredibly well, setting records as it does it. We don't need somebody to come in and say, let's shut it down.
Okay, let me check and make sure everybody can hear that. Was the volume okay on that? Not the clip. Wow. Yeah, this is like how we normally do it. There must be some interference in the sound, courtesy of some friends, huh? Interesting. Interesting. We'll try it again. We will try it again. Yeah. Trump wins on issues as Wallace torches own reputation. Well, that's what happened. It's kind of like there's no, see, you have to understand these people have a PhD in deception, right? PhD in deception. All he did was create confusion. He lied about everything. He even denied that his son received, did anything wrong with taking all this money from people, really. Really very discerning, very disappointing. Let's hear what, so yeah, the first thing was that Trump called out Chris Wallace at the top of the debate. He says, "Oh, I'm debating you." I mean, clearly this guy was there to be a support system for Joe Biden. He made it very clear, and he called him out. He made it very clear that who he was debating, two adversaries there. I'm not so sure that that Trump didn't even see that coming. Excuse me. Trump also got Biden to say that he doesn't support the Green New Deal, and he did. He said that. He said he doesn't support it, and then, but his campaign website says, yes, that's the cornerstone of his whole Democrat, the entire Democrat platform, right? He says the Green New Deal is not my plan. Biden claimed after the president stated the price tag for the plan would be in the trillions. I mean, let's not forget that at a recent town hall, or I don't know if you want to call it a rally, but Biden said that he would be raising taxes. He told all the people sitting there he's going to raise their taxes, and they did not look happy. They did not. It's all over the news, this clip. Biden said he tripped up by saying the Green New Deal will pay for itself as we move forward. Such a vague explanation, isn't it? Big statement. Yeah, on his website, it's a very different story, right? Oh, so, well, here you have Biden saying that, Antifa is not a violent group, a terrorist group, and, Biden saying that it's just an idea. But then Trump also gets Biden to deny he called American soldiers stupid bastards. But he did. We've got the clips. We've played it on the report many times. That's pretty bad. Trump definitely hammered Joe Biden for saying he would shut down America's economy again. Again? Over what? 5 more positive COVID tests? Please, folks. He says, let's shut it down. Oh, what an agenda. But the thing is that they're not really telling you the truth behind their agenda. Their agenda is not, they're lying. They're deceiving people. It's just confusion. They're generating confusion and they're trying to deceive people. Trump stumps Biden when he asks him to name one law enforcement group that supports his candidacy, which we saw. But the most important thing I think that was annoying me the most, was that he kept Wallace kept interrupting Trump. I think, as I said in the beginning of the program, that that Trump was interrupted. I think there was an official count of about 71 times, whereas Biden was interrupted 26. It's like Trump couldn't get a word in edgewise. He has so many. He has so many accolades. He has so many accomplishments. He has so many facts. I think it's like, where do you begin rattling them off, right? And what's Biden done? I mean, 47 years in Congress, and he didn't really have anything that he could say he accomplished. Yeah, that's true. So I'd like to know what you think. I mean, what did you think about, were you uncomfortable? I mean, clearly Biden started wearing down. Whatever was going on with Biden, he started, wearing out as the time went on. I have to say, the biggest surprise of this debate, and please tell me if you agree, I really want you to put it in the live chat, that Biden, who's like the second coming, it's like, how did he go from saying that he started in government 180 years ago and falls asleep during live broadcasts? How does he go from that to how he performed last night? Hi, Tracy. How you doing? Thanks for coming by. Hi, everybody. C. Ryder. POTUS did lay into him, but I have to tell you, President Trump wasn't at his best. He did better, handling the press corps than he did Biden for some reason. And I don't know why. Yeah, he looked vacant. Shotzi Shot says he looked vacant. I presume you're talking about Biden. Yeah, what was he on? I mean, I have never seen Joe Biden. And although he didn't provide any plans, he provided no plans as to what he would, nothing specific in terms of policy, right? In terms of what he would actually do to change anything, He would just shut America down. Well, really? Is that all you're going to say about it? And quite honestly, folks, in 2 minutes' time, how much can he tell you? How much can he really say? Like, hindsight's 2020, right? Trump didn't see this coming. Trump didn't know that. He didn't know probably all the details of how this whole thing was going to, play out, right? Yeah, the president's under a lot of stress. Who knows what happened before he got there? I mean, honestly. But I mean, Wallace was, Biden's babysitter, making sure that he did not, hold Biden to answering questions, tough questions, where he not only grilled the president, Wallace, but he was being a Democrat advocate, like these Antifa members are, these BLM. I mean, it was all in the same frequency, the same vibration. It was like the same energy, All right, let's see what else we have. We have a lot. We have some more stuff I'm going to share. Chris Wallace got intense backlash, even from colleagues, which he deserves. He should be fired. He should be fired for playing those dirty tricks. Those were dirty tricks, folks. Dirty tricks going up there. Dirty tricks. That's what it was. Okay, so let's just listen to this one where he talks about our military. I think everybody remembers this. And I really, really hope that the volume works on this. Let's see.
The way you talk about the military.
Lots of that. Hunter got thrown out of the military. He was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
That's not true. He
for
wasn't dishonorably
cocaine use.
Hunter failing a drug test 1 month after receiving his commission, testing positive for cocaine, and discharged less than honorably.
And he didn't have a job until you became vice president. Once you
None of
became
that
vice
is
president,
true.
he made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow,
That is simply
and various
not
other places.
true.
A corrupt
true.
Ukrainian oligarch put Hunter on the board of his gas company, even though he had no experience in Ukraine or in the energy sector. None. Yet he was paid millions to do nothing. And it gets worse. That very same company was being investigated by a Ukrainian prosecutor. Joe Biden, the Vice President of the United States, threatened to withhold aid to Ukraine unless that same prosecutor was fired.
I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch. Got fired.
In Beijing, Hunter didn't just go sightseeing. He had meetings with his Chinese bank partners. Hunter even arranged for his dad to meet with one of the partners. 10 days later, those Chinese communist bankers approved millions to go to Hunter's firm. And those bankers work for the Chinese Communist Party.
Is why should voters trust you rather than your opponent to deal with the race issues facing this country over the next 4 years? Vice President Biden, you go first.
It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street.
It's about equity and equality.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh, boy. You know, when you have a public record, folks, you really have to. I guess he just totally forgot about that, huh? Did anybody see that? What'd you think of that? Volume's good? Okay, great. Thanks. I don't know what happened before. Yeah, well, Wallace better be nervous because he was out there pushing an agenda. He wasn't trying to do a job. He wasn't trying to be neutral. That's what his job was, to be neutral, and he clearly wasn't. Now, let me tell you, these clips are very, very, very revealing, and it's very interesting. We also have, some other people who are wondering, what was this? What was this in Biden's collar here, his cuff, right? Is this a wire here? We don't know. Someone says it's a wrinkle, but whatever. But here you have Savox, it's called, and of course Q weighed in on this special communications device. You have a hand unit here that you keep in the wrist, and then you have a wire that runs up. Right? You have you have this little tiny receiver in your ear. I don't know, folks. It does look a little bit shady to me. I'm not an investigator, though. I mean, I'm not there. It's already over with. I'm not an expert I'm not an investigator in terms, or I should say an expert in terms of what, communication devices, what spies wear, spyware, and things like that. But does look a little shady, to be honest. Don't know, though. Don't know. Something was going on. I mean, they could even use like voice of God technology, just beam it right into his head, whatever the answer is. I will, I don't know. I'm not going to share this. If I share any memes, they're going to have a cow, you know what I mean? On YouTube. So I'm not going to do that. Boy, oh boy. Oh my God. Yep. Even Breitbart saying Fox News Channel's Chris Wallace was a disaster as debate moderator. Wow. It was horrible. Let's hear about this next one. Let's listen to this next clip. I'm sorry I can't share memes with you because YouTube
Hunter
doesn't
got
like
thrown
that.
out of the military. He was thrown out.
Okay, so we already talked about Hunter. We won't go back to that one. All right, here's coronavirus. Let's listen to this one.
Not
Let's listen to this on coronavirus.
If we would have listened to you, the country would have been left wide open. Millions of people would have died, not 200,000. And one person is too much. It's China's fault. It should have never happened. They stopped it from going in, but it was China's fault. And by the way, when you talk about numbers, you don't know how many people died in China. You don't know how many people died in Russia. You don't know how many people died in India. They don't exactly give you a straight count, just so you understand. But if you look at what we've done, I closed it, and you said he's xenophobic. He's a racist, and he's xenophobic because you didn't think I should have closed our country. Wait a minute.
It says 2 minutes.
You didn't think we should have closed our country because you thought it was terrible. You wouldn't have closed it for another 2 months. By my doing it early, in fact, Dr. Fauci said, President Trump saved thousands of lives. Many of you Democrat governors said, President Trump did a phenomenal job. We worked with the governor. Oh, really? Go take a look. The governors said I did a phenomenal job. Most of them said that. In fact, people that would not be necessarily on my side said that. President Trump did a phenomenal job. We did. We got the gowns. We got the masks. We made the ventilators. You wouldn't have made ventilators. And now we're weeks away from a vaccine. We're doing therapeutics already. Fewer people are dying when they get sick. Far fewer people are dying. We've done a great job. The only thing I haven't done a good job, and that's because of the fake news. No matter what you say to them, they give you bad press on it. It's just fake news. They give you good press. They give me bad press because that's the way it is, unfortunately. But let me just tell you something. I don't care. I've gotten used to it. But I'll tell you, Joe, you could never have done the job that we did. You don't have it in your blood. You could have never done that job.
Well, I think it's very true. I think that the president acted very early, and it did, close the traffic in from China. Do you think if we had a Democrat president that would have happened? What do you think? Yeah. What do you guys think? Yeah, they forget about what they said, don't they? I'm telling you, we already talked about this PCG, Terry. Biden has blue eyes, but last night they were brown. Exactly. We did talk about that. We did. We sure did. And not only that, let me just screen share this too. This is a type of contact lens that was made by Google. Mojo's Vision smart contact lens puts an AR display directly on your eye via this 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 contact lens. This actually might look just like what he was wearing because his pupil was kind of big. I mean, his eye looked, was different. It's definitely different. Yeah, but nobody expected Biden to come out with, all the, just facts. He didn't stumble. He didn't dribble or babble. He wasn't drooling. He didn't have his pillow with him, although he might have had a pacifier. No problem, PCG. It's okay. The beginning of the report, you can go back and you can check that out. But there's no question that this president has done everything. And what I wanted to hear, please tell me in the live chat, what did you want to hear that you did not hear? Because the one thing I want, if this was a referendum on Trump, and I guess that's what the debate is, right? A referendum on Trump, then I wanted to hear about the child trafficking. I wanted to hear about how we've stopped bringing in the drugs and stopped the trafficking with the wall. I wanted to hear about all the arrests that have been made regarding the trafficking, the executive orders, all the things that he's been doing, the conferences with Ivanka and the Attorney General, stopping the human trafficking, child trafficking, all of this, how they, because Biden kept saying, what do you do for families? What do you do for families? You don't care about families. I mean, Trump is like standing there like, hasn't even taken a day off in 3.5 years or vacation, right? Maybe 1 day, 2 days. But let me tell you, this man never stops working. And the amount, I have reported 191 weeks of accomplishments of what this man has done. How could you possibly stand on the stage and just, shoot them off? Because it's almost as if, like, have you not been paying attention, right? Especially Joe Biden, right? Have you not been paying attention to what the president's been doing? But, clearly the president has a very long list of accomplishments, a very, very long list. That was one thing I really wanted to hear. I also wanted to hear about the foreign policy, which we heard nothing about. Of course, it wasn't part of the selected questions. Chris Wallace selected questions that were going to be something that they had a planned attack for against the president, because they can't attack him for creating peace, can they? Can they attack him for creating peace? Can they attack him? So Biden's complaining about the Paris Accord, which we all know was a terrible deal. It also paid off Iran. That was basically cash in Iran's pocket. And Trump's not playing ball with these guys anymore. So I agree, Tracy. I wanted to hear more truth bombs. I mean, the president has such ammunition, so many accomplishments. When I say ammo, I mean accomplishment, truth bombs. There's so much. And he did go on talking about crooked Hillary. And he did go on and say, we were all, but it's very hard for Trump to how do you improve on telling Hillary you should be in jail? I mean, how do you improve on that? How do you get better than that, right? And I think we all wanted to see some more, some boxing, in the ring. We wanted to see that. Yeah. Right, exactly. The East India Company never ceased, still trading in drugs, weapons, and slaves. Oh, Venetian bankers. Yeah, Morgan H says, I think Trump's accomplishments need to be voiced constantly through election day that may convert some who are stuck on personality. Okay. Yeah, if you're on the fence, if you're an undecided voter, I would like to hear from you. What you didn't hear? What was it you didn't hear last night that you wanted to hear? And even if you're not an undecided voter, what did you not hear that you wanted to hear? I'm really curious about that, because I specifically, like, I really wanted to hear what I was just explaining. Like, I really wanted to hear Trump's, peace deal with North Korea. I wanted to hear about the uh, the um, several phases. Okay, so there's problems with the China relationship right now. I understand that there was great trade deals with China, but there's trade deals with lots of other countries too. The president brought jobs back by ending the failed horrific NAFTA that outsourced our jobs overseas, right? So he created the USMCA. They didn't talk about any of that. And you know why? They didn't talk about any of that because those are all his accomplishments. They can't argue. They can't find an area to criticize him on that. Oh, you didn't make a good enough deal, But they could always say, well, you didn't, they just make it up. They just make things up, right? I'm sorry. Am I too loud? Adderall. Yeah, it must be. Boy, it must be Adderall. Must have been something. Who knows what. So, Reflections in Art, you wanted to hear about how Obama and Biden put the cages for the immigrants, not Trump. Very good. I agree with you. Let me move up and see who else. True. President had to come out. President came out hitting and never stopped. He really didn't have a chance because it was that was not their agenda. Their agenda wasn't to make the president look good. Their agenda was to make the president look bad. Rosemary says, no one was on President Trump's side, and I wish Trump would have been better control. Yeah, I don't think it was his best night. I don't. I mean, there were times, Trump is very consistent. I mean, but he came out swinging. He really came out swinging last night. And it didn't take him long to realize he was debating Chris Wallace. Definitely. Yeah, I think the next debate, I got to say, I do think the next debate is going to be, well, if there's going to be a next one, because it sounds like the Democrats are trying to get out of it. I heard reports today that they don't want to, that they don't want to do any more debates. Yeah, when you're losing, you don't want to do any more debates, right? When you have a senile, you know, pathological liar, why would you want to debate? He forgets his lies. That's the thing about lying, folks. It's the thing about liars is that they forget their lies, and then they eventually get caught. There's going to be a town hall type. Well, I appreciate you saying that, PCG too. She says, or he says, I was proud of Trump overall, and I agree. I was as well. I think everybody was very, I just think everybody was very shocked. It was, and then you had Dana Bash. What was it? CNN? Dana Bash or MSNBC? I don't know who it was. I don't know what channel. Oh no, it was Wolf Blitzer and Dana Bash who called it a shit show. Oh, isn't that journalistic integrity, right? Isn't that professionalism? Is that the best she could come up with? I mean, I don't disagree, but it just seems like, when your team member is losing, that's what you call it, right? Because if Biden did good, they would be saying what a success it was, right? The Democrats, everybody would be saying, of course, that's what the fake news reported. There was like a whole list of headlines from different fake news outlets that claimed, Biden victory over Trump. It's so blatantly false. And I have to tell you, folks, I mean, on one hand, right, it's like it has to play out this way because there's way too many people who are asleep. There's way too many people who don't get what's going on and don't want to. So for them, there's got to be all this political theater going on, right? The show must go on. Jammer Funk, what proof do you have? Come on, give me a break. Do I have to? Are you gonna just throw out stupid things like that and not have anything to back it up? That's ridiculous. I'm gonna remove your comment because I think you're just causing trouble. Yeah. I'm gonna put you in timeout because I think you're being a troublemaker. Right. I just put you in timeout, so it's a warning, okay? Yeah. You're seeing a lot of Biden yard signs in Ohio? Are you kidding me? I saw my first one the other day. I couldn't believe it. I saw the first one. Yeah. Yeah, well, let me tell you something. You guys should watch the political theater reports with the Fets on BitChute because you know there's no holds barred really. I mean, Jim Fetzer is saying that Biden has a brain implant. Could be true because a body language analyst kept reviewing videotape of Biden stating that he kept he's a body language analyst, right? So he was looking at body language and he kept noticing that whenever Biden would get flustered, he'd put his hand in his pocket. So there was something going on with his pocket, right? So there's something that he's activating with his pocket. That's the conclusion they came to. And Fetzer, he puts out his hypothesis, his theories, his facts, and sometimes a little controversial because not everybody's gonna agree. Thanks for coming by, Morgan. See you next time. So it's 9:00. Boy, oh God, this went so fast this hour. So, yeah, I'm sure. Like, there's all kinds of. I thought Trump was looking a little thin last night myself. Go there. So everybody, you have a great night. I just wanted to see what everybody was up to, how you thought, what you thought about the debate. It is Monday morning quarterbacking, but hey, that's what we do. I just wanted to say that I really wanted to that I really wanted to hear more about his accomplishments at the child trafficking and all that. But the funny thing is that that's not what the debate got hijacked. Okay, the Dems, Chris Wallace is a sellout, and it was hijacked. So it wasn't. When you look at the thing in its totality, and the aggregate of all of it, it wasn't designed. It was supposed to be, but it wasn't. It was hijacked. It was supposed to be an impartial review of the president's, of the candidates' policies. So it was hijacked. It was, and that's because Wallace allowed it to be. That's why we need to have a new moderator. Never again, Chris Wallace. I'm telling you, I don't even know if that man wants to walk down the street. I mean, people are going to be shouting at him for doing such a lousy job. He allowed the debate to be completely derailed, and it was a waste of time for everybody. Chris Wallace should lose his job. He should never be in journalism ever again. That's my opinion. Because he did a disservice. He did a disservice to everybody watching. It was a disgrace. What can you say? All right, everybody. So that's it. Thanks, Reflections and Art. Thanks, Johnny Lee. Yep. Keep your Trump flag out there. We're going to have a special dragon interview coming up soon with the, I think it will be released on Friday. Friday or Saturday morning. I'm not sure which one. We'll see. Okay, everybody. So keep a lookout for that, because we're going to be talking about geopolitics with the Red Dragon Ambassador and Benjamin Fulford of the White Dragon Society. So we're going to see what they have to say. And everybody should use discernment when it comes to people that that we interview in terms of geopolitics and stuff like that. So we'll be back tomorrow morning for Food for the Soul. Another edition of Food for the Soul, which is one of my favorite reports to do. It has nothing to do with politics. So it really addresses how we can all cope with this world and deal with the stress and anxiety and all of this. How we can cope, how we can really change the way our plans are, even temporarily. And Dr. Scott Werner is a fantastic, wonderful, inspiring doctor, and it has a very inspiring story of his own. And his wife, really amazing people. And he has studied with all of them: Dr. Wayne Dwyer, Louise Hay, what's his name? All the self-help, I don't know, gurus, I would say, and he's in their footsteps, and he's in his own right somebody who has overcome tremendous hardship, and as a physician who was targeted. But he has come back. What a victory, what a comeback he and his wife and family have made, and what he's doing to help other people. It's just wonderful. And what he can do to help you should tune in and listen, because he's done an awful lot to help me. So exactly, we need positivity. It's really yeah, PCG. I don't know what's going on with Ben. I'm going to check it out. I know. I saw some weird picture of him in another recent interview he did, and I don't know, it didn't look like him. So I'm going to have to make sure it's really him. So I hope everybody has a great night. Thanks for being with me. Thanks for watching and listening. The clips that we played are, they speak for themselves. And I just, I think the president did a good job holding his own. I would have liked to seen the moderator actually do his job, but I guess his job was to try to make the president look bad, put the president on the defensive, make the president, seem aggressive, where Biden was like, actually, you expected Biden to be a sleepy kitty cat, but he actually ended up being, what should I say? I don't know. Or I should say, you think he's a Chihuahua, and he came out a little bit like a, I don't know, what's the analogy? Somebody help me figure it out. Everybody was expecting Biden to be, a babbling, moron, but he actually came out swinging. But I don't believe it was authentic. I think he had some help. So a snake in the grass. Actually, a lot of people are calling. Well, a lot of people are calling him that, and a lot of people are calling Chris Wallace that too. So everybody, have a great night. Thanks for being with me. Oh boy! All right, Jammer Funk is. What do you want? Not that I deserve Jammer Funk. I don't know what your issue is. I'm signing out for tonight. So everybody, thanks so much. Have a great night, and look for us tomorrow morning with Dr. Scott Werner. And we'll see everybody next time. This concludes this edition of the GoldFish Report. Thanks for viewing.